Hello everyone and welcome back to Spring Lock Animatronics. From the very start of the video, I think you're noticing this setup's a bit different as the Endo 01's over here. But this is because I've decided to take a bit of a sidetrack to show one of my pet projects that I've been doing to the side and haven't been showing. And that is a small functioning prototype, hopefully, of a robotic leg, as it hasn't been fully tested yet, but as you can see, it's able to hopefully stand on its own at one point or with supports. I can show you the process first, starting with the drawing. As you could maybe remember in one of the concept videos, I showed you drawings of the first version of the Endo 01, where I included legs in that one, but then swapped out to this type of support stand with triangles for good support to let it be stable. So that did not happen. But here, I've revamped the idea in a new way, starting slowly with more basic designs, like one right here. This is one of my first drawings in a notebook I just had, where you can see it. It's not exactly the same, but it's somewhere close to the model shown. It does show the basics of what it was and what it's now. This then turns to the first of the drawings there with these over here. This I made on a scrap piece of paper where I was also designing other parts, as you can see, with a body right here. But I did start to make a leg. It goes up here. I started to make it look more like the model over here. And I tried scaling it to see how the scale was. It is taller than the model says it will be, but it was a very accurate one for the drawing time. And then we can finally turn to one of the more advanced drawings. This will be the true final version of the leg. As you can see, it is basically the exact same as the real thing. And this is the plan. Before, on the first one, the rig will not look like this, and instead it'll be more of a sideways track here where the leg will be able to move up and down and try to hop, hopefully. But if I can get it to work properly, in the final version, you can't see, but there'll be a second leg as well, across a moving track with a wheel cart and electronics on top to support it with the power and everything. These small legs will try to walk across a small pathway. That is the hope of the final prototype. But now I can go and move on to here with the first prototype version. As you can see, it is able to in some way stand, but not fully. The joints are here, and it runs on 4 servos. Right now, there will be a 5th up here to help make the leg do its pick-up motion. It has some joint techniques I haven't tried yet, like putting plastic pieces here to try and support it, along with other things. There's a ball bearing in the ankle joint to give it no friction when moving like that, and a servo to help pick up the knee, which I can actually show if I pull up here. As you can see, that pulls up, and it can also go down. Along with that, it can support the weight of the leg. Then we go to another new technique I've implemented. It's a ball joint right over here, and it will make sure that it will be able to move in all directions like a real ankle, with these servos controlling how it moves in both directions. In these positions, it is in a stable way. In the final one up here, it has the turning one. This is so the leg can do this and this with ease. All those come together to make the leg move. It does take some time to balance it on the surface it's on. as it is not connected to any sort of electronic system yet, but hopefully in the future it will be able to do that, and it might be able to stand on its own. But for now, it needs help or some really good balancing. If I move to the foot, there's some foam padding here and here. This is so when it hits the ground, it'll caress around the object instead of being rigid and bumpety, and it will help it stand better. Then, when we turn to the foot, you can see it has some springs here and here. This makes sure so that when I flick it like this, like a spring, it helps it stay stable. This is to give it some good motion without any need for a servo there, but it still makes it function like a proper leg. This is still a first prototype, so it has a lot of work to do. But for a first version, this is really well. Maybe in the future, I can implement these into my animatronics, and I could have walking ones. Who knows? Maybe even the FNAF 1 Endo could walk. But that's a dream. Hopefully, though. But for now, that is the end of this video. I'd like to thank you for watching. It would really help if you liked and subscribed, along with hitting the bell notification, so you can always be notified when another of my inventions gets made and posted. Thank you for watching again. I hope you liked the video, and goodbye.